Shalom, shalom, shalom. Want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world calls God. Yahweh Shai being the name of his beloved Son, who the world inwardly calls Jesus. It's the brother Yair Radad at WFI Indiana Camp, coming to y'all with a quick cold cut through the spirit on take reproof or die. All right, take reproof or perish, because that's essentially what it is at the end of the day, right? People that can't take reproof, rebuke, you understand, they do wrong to their own soul, basically, because you got to be able to take reproof. You have to be able to take rebuke, because at the end of the day, that's being able to examine. That's a way of being able to examine yourself or meditate and take in, you understand, the counsel or reproof or rebuke that's being held against you. You understand? Because you might not see everything. You're not going to see everything. You understand? You may be doing something or whatever the case may be, and the brother tell you like, "Hey, King," so on and so forth, right? You bring out a couple precepts. You like, "Oh, you know what? You right, King. You know what, Salakia." Right, and then all praises, you grow from that. You grow in knowledge from that. You and purge out. You understand that way that was hindering you or that was unpleasing in the sight of the Lord. And all praises for that, man. All praises for being able to have people around you to reprove and rebuke you when you do go off, so that you're able to see that and then be able to forsake it, whatever it may have been. That's a beautiful thing, man. But when somebody is doing that and they trying to help you and tell you what they see, you understand, and they pulling precepts or whatever the case may be, and you just deny it, you take no account of it, you cast it behind you, so on and so forth. You understand, right? That's dangerous territory. All right, let's get this in the book of Proverbs, chapter 15, verse 32. It says, "He that refuseth instruction despises his own soul, but he that heareth reproof getteth understanding." You see that? So it said, hey, you despise your own soul when you don't take reproof, when you can't take reproof, when you can't take instruction, when you can't take rebuke. But hey, those that can, they all praise to the Most High God, man. That man, that woman is going to increase in learning. That man, that woman is going to increase in understanding. That man, that woman is going to be able to purge away whatever it was, you understand, that was unpleasing in the sight of the Lord. So all praises to the Most High God for that. Obviously, that's loving your brother, loving your sister. Right? Let's get that in the law. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse 17. It says, "Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor and not suffer sin upon him." So you don't want to suffer. You don't want to suffer sin upon your brother or upon your sister by doing what you see them going off, right? Whether you at a feast day or whatever case may be, you at a feast day, you seeing your brother go off, right? It's just letting them do it. You never say nothing to them about it. You don't say nothing the next day. You don't say nothing that week. You just never say nothing. You just chalk it up to, yeah, that's just that, brother, or yeah, that's my best friend, so I don't want to, or yeah, whatever the case may be. Nah, you want it, whether it be that day, whether it be the next day, you kind of pull them to the side, "Hey, king," or "Hey, sister," da 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 da, whatever it is. You understand? You should want to have somebody that loves you enough, or have multiple people around you that loves you enough to be able to call these things out and make you aware of them. Least your ignorances of them increase. Or on the flip side, like we talk, like the topic is, if you can't take it, you just continue in your wicked ways and you continue heaping sin upon sin. And that's a road, a path that you don't want to go down. Let's stay in the same chapter and jump up to verse 10. Watch this. It says, "Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die." And you don't want to be like that. You don't want to be someone that hates reproof. You don't want to be someone that can't take a rebuke. You have to be able to do these type of things. Let's go to the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 16 And we're going to start at verse 7. God, we're going to start at verse 7. It's the book of 2 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 7. It says, and at that time Hananiah the seer came to Asa king of Judah and said unto him, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria and not relied on the Lord thy God, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thine hand. So the seer, you understand, he's rebuking, he's reproving King Asa. Now let's keep reading on. It says, were not the Ethiopians and the Libyans a huge host with very many chariots and horsemen, yet because thou didst rely, yet because thou didst rely on the Lord, he delivered them into thine hand. Right. So what Asa did was he didn't he relied on the other nations for help against, you understand, Israel to go to war with him, instead of, you understand, relying upon the Most High God, relying upon the Lord. Now watch this. It says, for the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore henceforth thou shalt have wars. So, hey, the prophet got on it. He say, hey, you done foolishly, man. And rebuked them and reproved them. Now watch this. It says, then Asa was wroth with the seer and put him in prison and put him in a prison house, for he was enraged with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people the same time. So see, Asa couldn't take the reproof, you understand, of the prophet. So what did he do? He threw him in prison and then begin to vex, you understand, the people of the land. So that's off. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to have that type of spirit of somebody, you know, rebuke you, reprove you, and you just get wroth. You get angry. You begin to do things out of character. You begin to, whatever the case may be. That's just how you don't want to be. You want to be somebody that's able to take the reproof. You want to be somebody that's able to understand. You understand, uh, understand that, hey, in that particular situation, whatever it may be, hey, you probably was wrong, right? And you don't want to just cast it behind you, but you want to be able to examine it. You want to meditate on it. Okay, yeah, all right, brother, yeah, you know what you right. You know, I see the precepts you bringing out. You understand? You know what that? You know, yeah, I was going off. Salakia, forgive me. And then you repent from that thing, whatever it may be. Okay, so that's how you don't want to be. And then when you continue to read on, he got diseased in his foot, right, and died. Let's go to the book, Proverbs chapter 10. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 17. It says, he is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that refuseth reproof erreth. So when one that refuses reproof, one that refuses rebuke, hey, that man errs. He's going off. That sister that doesn't take it, that feels like they never done anything wrong, or they don't do anything wrong, or that brother that feels like he always right, but you bringing the precepts to him, you showing on these different things, and he's taking no account of it. Hey, he errs. They're in error. They going off. And that's a spirit that you do not want to be in. You want to be able to take reproof and grow from it. There's plenty of times in the scriptures, you understand, where men have gotten reproved or rebuked and then grew from it and was made stronger from it. Like Jehoshaphat. You understand? When he got told, hey, shouldest thou help the ungodly? And the seer, the prophet was getting on him, and get what did he do? He strengthened the kingdom. He brought people back to the Most High God. You understand? He commanded the judges to go to judge righteously, so on and so forth. All right, that's the spirit. You understand that it's beautiful to be able to be in concerning being able to take reproof. All right, and in what we read concerning Asa, the seer got on him. This is what you got to realize and understand as well. Let's go to the book of Job, chapter 6, and verse 24. Con, verse 24. Job chapter 6 and verse 24. It says, "Teach me, and I will hold my tongue." Sometimes it's best to, when you get reproved, just to hold your tongue, or when you get in rebuke, to hold your tongue. Not saying that you got to do that every time. You know, a brother might say something, he may finish saying something, and then you understand, you may say, well, I kind of looked at it like this, that's why I did it like this, or whatever the case may be. You understand? But sometimes, in a lot of cases, it's better to just hold your tongue, take the reproof, say kind, whatever the case may be, and then examine it, meditate upon it, and repent from whatever it may be. Right? Let's get this in the book real quick. Let's get this in the book of Sirach, chapter 20. Sirach, chapter 21. Or so like it's Sirach, chapter 20. God. It's the book of Sirach, chapter 20 and verse 1. It says, "There is a reproof that is not comely. Again, some man holdeth his tongue, and he is wise." So sometimes every time somebody reproves you or rebukes you, it doesn't have to be soft words and soft spoken. They tippy toeing around your feelings. Sometimes, a brother gotta get on you. Sometimes, a brother or a sister gotta get on you. You understand? Sometimes you need it raw and uncut. Now, obviously, you want to use wisdom, and you want to obviously, have compassion. But at the same time, sometimes you just got to get on somebody in righteousness and let them know the error of their ways. All right, everything is not going to always be soft spoken or this and that, tippy toeing around your feelings and everything. Sometimes, it just got to be a cutthroat. Let's get this. This is the book of Job, chapter 6 and verse 24. Reading on, it says, "And cause me to understand wherein I have erred." That's what reproof is for. That's what a rebuke is for. Is to cause you to understand. You understand, right? The error of your ways, where you went off at, how you could have did this. What like that? That's what it's for at the end of the day. And like we said earlier, it's showing love. It's a beautiful thing to have people around you to do that. Let's read on. It says, "How forcible are right words," which is just really saying, that word forcible, just going into words like grievous, hurtful. Okay, that's what that word forcible, right, is really going into. It says in the Hebrew, right, it says how forcible, meaning painful or grievous, are right words. So sometimes a honesty, being told what it is straight up, they can hurt. They can be grievous sometimes. Nobody said that reproof is it feels good. It's just like sometimes it'd be like dang, but you gotta take it. You gotta kind of take it on the chin and realize that it's being done because that person cares about you. If it's being done in sincerity, obviously, that person cares about you. It's being done because that person loves you, because that person is watching for your soul, because that sister is watching for your soul, because that brother, whatever the case may be, is being done out of love. You understand? And that's what you got to realize. That's what you got to realize. That's where it's coming from. Let's go to the book. Actually, let's get First Kings real quick. All right. Let's get the book of First Kings chapter 22. It's the book of First Kings chapter 22 and verse 6. Or I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, and Jehoshaphat said, is there not here a prophet of the Lord besides that we might inquire of him? And the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, there is yet one man, Micaiah the son of Elah, there is yet, or Salakia, by whom we may inquire of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doeth not prophesy good concerning me, but evil. So, hey, this king Ahab, man, hey, he disliked the man because he told him, or because he didn't tell him things that were smooth unto him, things that filled his belly, things that were just, basically he wasn't a yes man. He said, thus saith the Lord. And when you read this account, right, we'll jump up to verse 6 real quick. It says, then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together, about 400 men, and said unto them, shall I go against Ramoth Gilead to battle, or shall I forbear? And he said, go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. So you have 400 yes men, basically, that was telling him, just filling his ego. You understand? Just telling him things that he wanted to hear, smooth things. But let's drop down to verse 12. Watch this. It says, and all the prophets prophesied so, saying, go up to Ramoth Gilead and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hand. And the messenger that was going to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, behold, now the words of the prophets declare good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, I pray thee, be like the word of one of them, and speak that which is good. So this man is telling Micaiah basically to follow a multitude to do evil. He's basically telling him to be a yes man. He's basically telling him to just tell him smooth things, tell him good things. All right, okay, the Lord, he might say this, or the scripture might say this, but look, just tell him good things. That's off. You can't be a brother, or you can't be a sister that's like that. You just telling people good things when it ain't all good, man. You got to be somebody that's going to do this, right? Let's read on. It says, and Micaiah said, as the Lord liveth, what the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak. That's how you got to be, man. You got to be somebody that, hey, I'm going to speak thus saith the scriptures, thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible, man. It's not going to be, yeah, you my friend, so I'm going to always tell you good. No, if you go off, hey, I'm going to tell you going off. I'm going to show you how you going off through the precepts. Okay? That's how you got to be. You got to stand for Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And that's, right, let's drop down one more. Right, let's drop down to verse 18. It says, and the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, did not I tell thee that he would prophesy no good concerning me, but evil? You see that? So, hey, obviously this was him prophesying about going to Ramoth Gilead, and whether he was going to die or not, and prophesying unto him. But the same thing can be used, you understand, as far as, hey, reproving somebody or just suffering somebody to do sin, or just you're suffering evil upon that person. Why am I saying you're suffering evil upon that person? Because you're not rebuking them, you're not reproving them, you're just allowing them to continue in wickedness, continue in sin, You understand, right? By not telling them the errors of their ways. Like I said earlier, you had a feast day, and or maybe I didn't say this, but you had a feast day and a brother is going off, and instead of telling that brother, "Hey, you going off," or talking to that brother the next day, obviously using wisdom, you might wait till the next day or whatever the case may be, depending on the situation, and pull that brother to the side, let him know, "Hey, etc., etc." You just say, "Ha ha," and you just turn the so-called blind eye. It's off. You can't do that. All right, you gotta come from the scriptures. You gotta speak thus saith the Lord. You gotta be your brother's keeper. You gotta be your sister's keeper. It's not being your sister's keeper or being your brother's keeper if you just continue to allow somebody to do wrong. You just continue to allow this brother that you labor with all the time to just have a spirit of wickedness upon them, and you don't rebuke or reprove them for it. And if you're that person, right, you got to be able to take it. You can't be like King Asa was. And when you get reproved and rebuked, you get wroth, you get mad, and then you begin to oppress the people. That's how you can't be. All right, so Lord willing, brothers and sisters was edified with this video. And brothers and sisters understand that, hey, you either going to take reproof, take rebuke, or you're going to perish. Right? You're going to die. Right? And in these last days, we got to be able to do those different things. We got to be able to take reproof, got to be able to take rebuke. Can't be like the latter end of King Asa. All right, you can't be like King Ahab, but you got to be a man of wisdom, a woman of wisdom, and be able to take that rebuke, take that reproof, and grow from it. Take that rebuke, you understand, and be filled with understanding. All right, so Lord willing, brothers and sisters, was edified. Kwame Sha'Allah. Shalom.